The Annandale Way is a 56-mile hiking path in Dumfries, Scotland. It follows the River Annan from its source up at the Devil's Beef Tub in the mountains, all the way down to Newby Barnes, where it flows out into the Solway Firth and to the Irish Sea. Join us as we embark on our very first through hike and enjoy the beauty of the River Annan and its surroundings along the way. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And here we are in Moffat.
Yeah, centre of Moffat.
Yep, this is the start of our journey.
Yeah.
And this is the famous Moffat ram statue behind us. Famous for apparently having no ears. The sculptor forgot to put ears on it and got a lot of flack for that. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
Same sculptor who made Greyfriars Bobby in
the dog.
Edinburgh, the little dog. Yeah, cute.
So yes, here it all begins. The little market town of Moffat, lovely little place. And today we are heading up to the source of the River Annan at the top of the Devil's Beef Tub. Now we'll get to that name later, cracking name that. Well, this includes the only part of the route really that heads north. The bulk of the route, well, all of it heads south. But to get to the source of the Annan, we've got to head north to find the source and then back down south again. So we start and finish here today.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's quite a long one.
Quite a
fair
long
bit
loop.
of climbing involved. Yeah.
But it looks beautiful.
It does. Yeah, we've seen some pictures on the net, haven't we? So quite looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
So let's get it started. Here we go. So that's Moffat High Street and the famous Moffat House Hotel. We've stayed there in the past, haven't we? Lovely hotel. And we are heading off to the banks of the Annan. But obviously we've got to head up to the source, which is our mission for today. But cutting through some back streets. So already we've spotted the famous Annandale Way signposts. This is going to be what's guiding us along our way, the pink and purple.
Apparently it is well waymarked.
Yeah, it's supposedly quite famed for its waymarking. So, ladies and gents, meet the River Annan. Our whole reason for doing this.
Going to be our companion.
Yep. But we are kind of, as I said, about, I think now as we stand, about 7 miles downstream of the source. So 7 miles that way, up in them hills, is the true source of the Annan. And that is today's mission, isn't it?
It is.
But yeah, lovely little path here. We can just see the outskirts of Moffat behind our shoulders there over the fields.
So I'm not sure if we've mentioned, but we've driven over today from the Bothy in Bridekirk where we're staying. So we'll be able to drive back and have a night there tonight. Yeah,
that's a little bonus, isn't it? So long day today, but we started in Moffat, ended in Moffat, and we're going to be back at the Bothy and then onto the trail for real tomorrow with the big packs, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoying it so far. Yeah. Although the weather forecast isn't great, is it?
No, I think there's some rain coming in
We are
today.
expecting rain. So we have just cut away from the river, which is over there just behind those trees, and onto this little road section, which I think gives us a chance to do a bit of explaining about the Devil's Beef Tub.
Yeah, great name.
Cracking name. Scotland's full of names like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So back in the 1400s, the gangsters of the time were known as reivers. They were kind of raiders, naughty boys. Border reivers. Now, they could be English, they could be Scottish, and they'd raid anywhere without regard for your nationality. But there was one particular group of reivers called the Johnston clan, and these guys became known as the Devils because they were particularly bad and did a lot of stealing of cattle. That was one of the big crimes of the time.
Yeah.
And this hollow that we're going to be seeing further up, which sits below the peak of the mountain we're going up, referred to as the Devil's Beef Tub, is where the Johnstons used to hide their cows, their stolen cows, because it's very concealed, apparently, very well hidden.
It's like a basin.
Yeah, it looks like
surrounding it.
a bowl from the pictures we've seen.
Like a tub.
So a tub full of beef, yeah, owned by the Devils. So there you have it, the Devil's Beef Tub. The Johnston clan, the Reivers, were the Devils, and this little bowl in the mountain was their beef tub. So we've crossed over the river down there and cut off the road through. You might just be able to see that farm in the background, and onto this lovely gradual climb. Yeah, nice flat grassy path.
You can see the hills beyond.
And yeah, we are starting to see some mountains in the distance. So I'm guessing somewhere up there is the Devil and his beef tub. Don't worry, girls, we won't be stealing any of you today. So there's been a bit of heavy drizzle floating around. The skies have got greyer and mistier. It's not properly rained yet, has it?
No, but
we've got some wet kit on.
It's nothing we're not expecting today.
No, it is on its way, it's just a question of when. But ahead of us, I'll spin you round. You can see some gloom hanging over the hills. You may just be able to see A701 just slices across the hillside there. It's kind of a mountain pass road. So I think this little hollow down here is probably the Devil's Beef Tub. Not entirely sure. I'll have a look at the GPS and make double sure, but that seems to be the direction we're heading in. But yeah, looking pretty misty and gloomy off into the distance. It'd be nice if we get some views from the top.
It said in the guidebook that when the hills are shrouded in cloud, you can almost hear them move, the stolen cattle.
We'll keep our ears out for that.
Atmospheric.
At this point we've got our crossing over the A701. It's looking pretty gloomy. I think that is what you call Scotch mist. Well and truly into the clag. Pretty grim up here. But we're cutting through this section across the side of this first hill. And I think we actually come across the A701 again and cross over it again a little bit further up here. But yes, the weather's come in. So another little meeting with the A701, and we just stopped back there to have a bite to eat.
Little refuel.
A little refuel stop. The clag is still around, however, now and again it's clearing.
Yeah, that's cleared a bit there now.
So I think this over to our left, this dip kind of down here, is the actual beef tub. Well, probably, I think we're heading up onto this ridge and along, so we should get some better views down into it.
Yeah, I hope so.
It would be nice if this clag blows through, but we shall see. So we've got a trig point up here. This isn't what we're looking for. And a nice bench. This is quite funny. Annandale Way viewpoint. So that's your view. Lots and lots of clag. So yeah, we are on about, I hope you can hear us. We are on about mile 6, I think. And we're at about 1,500 feet. We've climbed directly north out of Moffat, and we've just turned 90 degrees to head east along this ridge we were looking at. And somewhere up here is what we've come for, is the source of the Annan.
Yeah, that is today's mission.
Over to our right, which obviously you can't see, is the actual bowl, the beef tub itself. Now I've got my drone with me, but it's not looking good at the moment. So down there is the actual beef tub itself. We've been on this rather boggy ridge path for a couple of miles now, and I think we're approaching mile 8, yeah, just about to hit mile 8, and we're about 1,600 feet. But we've just spotted in the near distance something that we think is of great interest to us.
The source!
The source is just there. So I don't know if you can see that cairn. I'll try and zoom in. But bang in the middle of the picture there, we've seen pictures of it in the guidebook, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Well then, ladies and gents, this is it.
Black and everything.
Let's give it a slap. So, what have we got? Annandale Way. Lottery funded Heritage Lottery Fund, a Sulwath Connections project, opened 12th of September 2009. So, this is where it all begins.
Yeah.
This is, although we've come 7 miles north out of Moffat, this is where it all starts.
Yeah.
Or more accurately, that might not look like much. That right there is the source of the Annan.
I feel like I should anoint.
Yeah, go on, let's do it. But you can just see this trickle heading off them ways into the distance. We've got our signpost there. This is it.
So we're going to follow this south now.
Yep, 7 miles back down to Moffat, and that's kind of day 1 complete. And then pick it up on day 2 and carry on from there.
All the way down to where it meets the sea.
So, yeah, bit mad, we've actually reached the start. But, yep, this is where she begins. So we'll have to introduce as well our good luck mascot. This is Dougal McBooey, and he hails from the Isle of Iona up in the Highlands.
I bought Dougal when we first went up to the Highlands, and we went on a 3-island trip, and he was on the Isle of Iona, the little gift shop. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was fantastic, that, wasn't it?
Absolutely incredible day. So I bought him as a little memento.
And he's been with us on all our trips, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He's our little good luck charm.
And as you can see by the hat, he's a true Scot through and through.
Yeah.
And his tartan scarf, so he's coming with us all the way.
Had to be done. Dougal had to come along.
Dougal, let's go. Let's get started then. So the first of many river crossings, and I don't think I'm going to be able to step over many of the coming ones. But quite interesting how big it's got already. We're only 20 minutes downstream, and already it looks like a proper little river. Crystal clear, beautiful. So for some of the bog crossings, they've put these logs in, and
they're slippy.
Of course they're very slippy when they're wet.
Let's see if Pete stacks it just as we're starting anyway.
Oh!
Nearly.
Your turn.
Oh God.
Dougal's enjoying the view on one of the signposts. Well, we're down into this meadow kind of section, and the river is just maybe 100 metres over to our right. And having read the guidebook cover to cover, this is actually a good section because you are very close to the river for pretty much all of it. But further on down the line in the next few days, there are sections where we kind of pull away from it by, I think sometimes, you know, half a mile, sometimes you're close up to it, sometimes you cross over it, then you pull away from it again. So it's not a riverside path the whole way.
No, I mean, they've had to take into account permitted paths. And,
yeah.
You sometimes go through farmland and things like that.
Yeah, you're on lanes and tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a nice section because I think we're heading down into the floor of the valley now and probably going to meet the river again. So we've got a fairly good view from here, just under the cloud line, of the bowl of the Devil's Beef Tub. And you can see this valley runs kind of south to north, and heading into the beef tub would run east to west. So a great little place to scuttle in with your stolen cattle and hide them. So this is one of the many little feeds into the Annan. Obviously all the rainwater from the surrounding hills makes its way down and kind of eventually ends up in the Annan. And this is one of those little feeds. So we found this signboard with a good map.
Yeah.
And
so there
our
we
first
are.
Day here.
There's Moffat. What we've done today, the Devil's Beef Tub loop, so all the way up, around here, up to, I think that's the source there at the top, and then following down, probably around here now, going back into Moffat. And then from there,
got all of that to go.
All the way down there.
So I think this is the first of our river crossings on a bridge, but look at the size of her already. My, how she's grown, and that's only sort of, we've come down from the valley up there, maybe what, a few hours?
Yeah.
And already looking like a proper little river. I've just met these two guys in a field by the side of the road. Hello. Well, we are back down on the riverside path, as you can see, making our way back into Moffat and approaching mile 14 and nearly day one done. Bit challenging up there, it was a bit wet and windy, but lovely to see the cairn for real. We've looked at pictures of that on the internet and the guidebooks and stuff and wondered what it would be like in the flesh, and it was great to see it up there, and the little pool and the little trickle, the true start of the Annan, and quite surprising to see how quickly it turns into that. Quite a decent sized river. So yeah, we're making our way back into Moffat now, and I think we're going to grab a takeaway, aren't we?
I think so.
It's quite late in the day, I think it's knocking on 7 o'clock. But we're going to grab a takeaway and head back to the bothy tonight, which is nice, so we can have a shower and a proper bed tonight. But we're going to start getting the big packs sorted, ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, get stuff dried off.
Yeah. So, Thanks for watching as always, and please do come along and join us for day 2 and, well, for the rest of it if you fancy it. So from us and the River Annan, it's ta-ta for now. See ya. Bye.